All right, what's popping, y'all? It's your boy DeAndre.
What up? It's Bailey.
We back with week number 5 of the NFL 2023 season. Finally keeping track of the records, getting a little bit, adding a little extra things each week. Just went through all the games, and I went 9-7 this week.
I went 10-6.
So we plus 500. That's the most important thing, Plus 500 keeps the credibility intact at this point.
If you're following us, you're making
You're
money.
making money.
You're making money, so you
That's
can't
all that
go wrong.
matters. Exactly.
So watch us if you want to make money.
Point blank in the period. Well, let's get into it. So, first game this Thursday is the Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders are -6. This game, the Bears, might have to throw in the white towel at this point in the season. I don't know if it's Fields' time anymore. His last chance was last week to kind of even think about making the playoffs. Now they just got to, try and win a game at this point. Will they win the game? Probably not, because the Commanders played really well against the Eagles. I think they play well against because they almost got the job done. They just blew it, 28-7 in the fourth quarter, and they lost the game. But for this game, I think +6 on Thursday Night Football. I'll take the Bears +6. I mean, the time got to be now. At least a cover. Come on now.
I think it's tank for Caleb Williams time for Chicago. I know it's early, but man, that guy would change around the franchise. So if I was a fan, I would tank for Caleb Williams. The team probably isn't thinking that, but I'm going to take Washington -6 just because I don't know. These are two kind of shitty teams. So
Washington's not bad. They almost beat the Eagles.
Almost, but I mean, I think when it's all said and done at the end of the season, these teams will be near 500, below 500. So
we'll see. We'll see. Next is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Buffalo Bills. Bills are -5.5. The game is in London again. I mean, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Second week in a row for the Jags being in London. They stayed over there.
Man, can they go 2-0 in London? Probably not. Yeah. No. The Bills showed us who they really were last week, and that was no frauds. So I guess they moved past their whole little Jets mishap and hiccup. And with this game, I think, 5.5. It's a London game. The Jaguars got their confidence up. It was amazing last week. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to be more settled into their environment. I'm going to take Jacksonville +5.5.
I'm taking that too. They're staying over there. They've been over there for 2 weeks. They're used to it. The Bills have long travel and then a quick turnaround to get back. I'm going to take the Jaguars as well, plus the 5.5 early in the morning. They're used to the time. It makes a big difference. So I think the Bills still win the game though, but Jacksonville covers 5.5.
Okay, next game, the 12 o'clock slate games if you're in Central Time Zone is the New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are -11. What do you think about this game? Man?
That's really, really high, and the Giants look awful. The Dolphins actually just came off a game getting whooped. I think the Dolphins turn it back around. They're not playing as good of an opponent. They'll be at home in the sunshine. Miami -11. It's high, but I think it's the way to go.
This is a high spread, but the Giants looked abysmal. I mean, I picked Miami in my dynasty, survivor pick this week. I see there's no way of them losing this game. I mean, they just came off a loss. They got to get their mojo back, and Giants just looked they gave up like 10 sacks. So I know the Dolphins defense ain't quite like the Seahawks defense, but they're not that much off. So I'm taking the Dolphins. I'll pick them -11 as well. Next game is the winless Carolina Panthers at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are -9.5 point favorites. This is real simple for me. Carolina's just bad. They keep getting players hurt each and every week. No receivers to throw to. Quarterback seeing ghosts. Lions -9.5, which is too good.
The line actually just changed as we're speaking.
So the line just changed to -10.
We're gonna stick with.
I'll stick with -10.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to go with -10, and I'm gonna take -10. We have the live odds right in front of us. We didn't get these in time, but I'm going to take also Detroit -10. Just Carolina looks abysmal, and if they get the first pick in the draft, are they going to take Caleb Williams over Bryce Young?
Trade Bryce Young.
I mean, that's kind of the move. I think you have to do it too.
You have to do that, bro.
That's far down the road, so Lions -10.
Next game is the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are +4. The Steelers got mollywopped last week by the Houston Texans. They're kind of, like I said before, Steelers like this. They're a roller coaster that don't know when to get off. Now, I think the roller coaster is going back up because it's a divisional game. It's going to be a close game.
Kenny Pickett, I believe, got hurt in the last game
He got
too,
hurt.
so that didn't help.
So if he's not playing, for sure the Ravens -4. But even if, and I think the Ravens might as well. Pickett has a good game every now and then, but the Ravens just look too dominant right now.
The Ravens are the best team in this division. I should have bet them preseason to win this division. They got the best quarterback. They got the best defense. They're a good team overall. I think they got the best coach in that division too. So I'm going to take Baltimore -4 as well.
Okay. Next game is the Houston Texans at the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are -2 after just coming back and getting mollywopped and turned boat over in London. So these two teams are kind of going little different directions right now. This game will be interesting. I think Stroud is nice, and I think Stroud is better than Ritter, just based off what I've seen so far. Stroud is looking real good. Like, I don't even think he's thrown an interception yet this season. And with that being said, I'm taking the Texans +2. I'm officially on the Stroud hype train.
I do agree with Stroud being the better quarterback, and that's usually a case to pick the team. But I'm going to take Atlanta -2 here just because they're at home. I think they run the ball, get back that ground and pound.
So they ran the ball last week and lost.
And but they were playing a little bit better offense,
they were still running
in the Jags. But I'm going to take Atlanta -2 here at home. I think they get the cover here and get back on the W train. So
next game is the New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. The Patriots are -1. Both these teams got mollywopped and the boats turned over, and the white flags were raised last week. It wasn't pretty for either team. With that being said, which quarterback is going to play less worse, Mac Jones or Derek Carr? That's definitely hard to say. I feel like the Patriots, they're going to win this game. Carr just looks so bad last. Oh my gosh, it was bad. I think it might be over for him. I think the Saints need a tank, honestly. Give me the Patriots at home. Bill Belichick, I'll give him the save face a little bit at this point and do something. He might play Zoppy, which I hope. And if that's the case, definitely the Patriots are winning, but I think you need to sit Mac Jones and move on, man. Patriots -1.
I'm gonna also go Patriots -1 here. I think they get them on the ground. I think the under in this game hits. Both pretty good defenses, both quarterbacks
could be raining
that are very, very sketchy. They're not very reliable all the time. So I'm going to take New England -1 at home. Gives them the advantage.
Next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are +1. I believe Richardson's coming back this week.
He was back.
He was back last week. They was iffy on last week, but yeah, he's back. This will be a good game. Yep. This is I guess possibly game of the week. Possibly. There's not that many great games this week.
Sunday night would probably be the best one.
Yeah, that'll be the best. But this is a contender. Top 3 game. I think this is a top 3 game this week.
This is a sleeper division. It's been a lot better than what a lot of people
thought. The Titans look good. I think they're coming trying to show their way back, and the Colts look not too bad either. Even though they lost the game, but they definitely showed out. But I think that the Titans got this game. They're kind of back to their mojo, giving Derrick Henry the ball and making him make the magic, and that's where it goes through. And if they continue to do that, they'll win the game at least by 7 points. So give me Titans -1.
I'm going to take the Colts at home. I'm taking everyone at home this week, it seems like. But I'm going to take the Colts. I'm going to take Anthony Richardson. I'm a believer. They've been playing teams tough. And so, I don't have much to say about this game. I'll just end it with Colts +1. I'd probably just take the money line at that odd, but give me the Colts.
Next game is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are +4. Both these teams coming off wins, close ones at that. However, I think, I always look at the quarterback first. I look at the top and then each it down from there. The Eagles got the better quarterback. Stafford's been playing better. They got a solid squad. Now better than way better than last year, it seems like. I think they have additional traction with Cooper Kupp out because Stafford likes to force the ball to his number 1 receiver that's seen in the past, and he kind of just gets them injured. That seems to be a common reoccurrence. So I'd hate to be his number 1 receiver. So pray for you, Puka. Pray for Puka. But with that being said, the Eagles barely keep winning their games. Like they're just getting off by the last hairs of their chinny chin chin every single week. And I feel like the trend is going to continue, or they could get knocked off. But I think they're just barely going to keep winning these games. That's just the way they're this year, and I'm taking Rams +4.
Rams +4. I do like that, and I really did want to say that as well. But I think the Eagles need a breakout game,
Why?
and I think this is going to be their breakout
Teams
game
don't need nothing.
because they're a good team. They just haven't put it all together, and for some reason,
I mean, aren't they undefeated?
in LA, well, they haven't put it all together. They haven't beat a team the way that the Eagles can beat a team. I'm going to take Eagles -4, and I hate this pick, and it should probably be Rams +4. But I'm going to give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt. They're going to have a breakout game, and I think this is the one. So I'm going to take Eagles -4. If you're at home, you should probably fade me, but I'm taking Eagles -4.
You heard it first. Fade them. Next game is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are +3 at home. This game is, I mean, I would not want to watch this game at all. You know, I wouldn't want my children to watch this game, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, my mom, or anybody. It's gonna be not pretty. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be that ugly, but these teams are just duck, honestly. I think this is a must-win for Cincinnati. They need to win this game. Like, if they lose this game, you might as well just the season might be over.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not saying it's early, but the season might be over. So I'm gonna pick Bengals -3. It'll be close, but I feel like they'll edge this one out. Bengals -3.
If the Bengals lose this game, it'll look like a toilet in Cincinnati after a family ate Skyline chili for dinner. Okay, it's gonna look bad. -3 is actually a scary number. I think the Bengals win this game. I would bet money line, but we're doing spreads.
I would bet money line.
So I'm gonna also take the spread. But if I was, when I bet on this game, I'm going to take the money line with the odds difference. But here I'm going to take the -3. I think Cincinnati pulls it out here. Arizona's been playing teams tough, but Cincinnati needs it more. So
I would take the underdog in this game.
Yep.
It's 44.5. Next game is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Minnesota Vikings. Taylor Swift's going to Minnesota this week.
Maybe.
She might go. But she's making the U.S. tour round 2 without the singing in the tour. This game is the spread is 53. It's super high. I think it definitely hits under that. But in regards to the spread, I think the Chiefs, man. I mean, look, they had a close game last week, and the Chiefs. Look on prime. I put this on prime time. They always kind of play to the level of their opponent. You saw it on opening night of the season. They kind of played to the level of the Lions. They saw it this past week. They kind of played to the level of the Jets. But when they're playing like a Sunday night regular slate, either noon game or 3 p.m. game, they usually kind of show them true true selves. That's just, I don't know why they do that. I really don't. It baffles me, but maybe they just like putting on a show. But and teams play them really hard. So with that being said, I think the Chiefs are going to take care of this game. The Vikings, they finally won their first game last week, but they had to. It's kind of their schedule sucks. So it's like, you win, but you got to play the Chiefs next week. So I take the Chiefs -4.5.
I'm going to take the Vikings plus the points here, just because it's a tough. You're going into a tough environment in Minnesota. They're kind of getting their groove back. I don't think the Chiefs lose this game at all, but for some reason that line 4.5 points. Minnesota's 1-3, Kansas City's 3-1, and they're only getting 4.5 points. I'm going to take the Vikings. I think Kansas City wins by a field goal. So Vikings +4.5.
Next, this might be the worst game of the week. Actually, this is the worst game, the toilet bowl of the week. The New York Jets at the Denver Broncos. The one team has only won one game, the other's 1-0. And the Broncos are -1.5 favorites somehow. I think the Jets should be the favorites. That's kind of crazy. Must win for the Jets if they even want to have a hopeless shot in the dark of making the playoffs. Broncos are pretty much done. Like, they're not making playoffs. So this is just a save face. I think this is the Broncos, one of their only chances of the entire season to get a win at this point, because they're not really beating any AFC opponents. Maybe the Raiders, but that's about it. And that's even a far cry. So I'll take the Broncos this week. And the pressure gets really put on the Jets. I just think the Broncos, just because like they showed that they can win last week. They were up No, they did.
They were down big. Yeah,
They won the game. Oh, they both won one game. I'm tripping.
1-3.
I keep thinking they lost against the Bears because the Bears trash too. So they both only won one game. So they're both not technically out of it. But I think they've got some momentum on this side. So give me the Broncos -1.5.
I'm gonna take the Broncos here too, and I hate it. It seems these teams are terrible. Don't watch this game, America. I'm gonna take the Broncos -1.5 too, and we'll see how that goes.
Sunday Night Football is the Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. The game of the week by a mile, by a long shot. The 49ers are -3.5. And this is very simple for me. Until someone shows me that they can stop them, I'm going to keep picking them. 49ers -3.5. The Cowboys are a good squad. They get exposed a lot on national television,
yeah, especially by this team.
Yeah, and and their route for blood. It's like they look like the best team, and we'll see if the Cowboys can do something to say have something to say about it. But I don't see that happening.
I'm going to take the Niners as well. -3.5 is a scary line, but I think they're the better team. They're at home. Christian McCaffrey, they just got the weapons. They got a competent quarterback, great coach, great defense. Give me San Francisco.
Monday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Not the best Monday night game, just like this past Monday, not the best Monday night game. I know, they're always bad. Sunday night's 10 times better. Raiders are +1. I'm picking the Packers. Pretty simple. I can't really deal with the Raiders anymore. I think they're a shipwreck. I think they're about to trade all their players by the trade deadline. Everybody wants to leave. Nobody wants to work. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. You can't say I want to trade like you're part of the problem too. So not pointing no fingers, just pointing out the obvious. Take responsibility and accept all criticism, as you should. But hey, and yeah, Packers -1. I think they get back on track. They're not really playing the hardest opponent in my eyes. So.
Yeah. I'm taking the Packers as well. This is not a good Monday Night Football game. I can't wait till they can flex out Monday Night Football games, get better games into that position. But for now, we have to deal with one, and I'm going to make it entertaining by betting on the Packers -1. So, yeah.
All right, y'all. That was week 5. We a little over a quarter of the way through the season, but appreciate y'all sticking through with us. And I know the deal. Till next time. Deuces.
Peace. Oh, yeah.